This interview is for information only and should not be considered as investment advice or a recommendation to buy shares in the company featured. Welcome to this Stock Box interview.
Joining us today is Darren Hazelwood, CEO of Panther Metals. Thank you very much for joining us today, Darren. Following news about the Manitou Lakes funding and the joint broke RNS this morning. How are you doing?
I'm very well, thanks, Mark. Very well.
Well, thank you for joining us. I want to just talk on this funding here. So it's £300,000 that you've raised, but it's not through a placing, it's not this CLN, but it's a loan note, isn't it, of some description. So could you just perhaps explain exactly what this instrument is and why you've gone down that route?
Yeah, it basically gives the option holder of the loan note the ability to convert their loan at a set price over a period of their choosing. And as they convert that loan note, that actually that amount comes off of the principal. Okay. So we're effectively paying 15% over a year to give them that option, and the share price performs. They convert, the debt naturally disappears over the period of the loan note. Now, we've spent a lot of time building this business, and we believe and we know that we're going into an extremely exciting period going forward. And it fits in with our narrative and where we believe we're currently sitting in the market and what we believe we've got in the future. Yeah, and that's largely due to the work we've done in the past. Okay. But it is reflective of where the market's at as well. So we're trying to do things that don't destroy our share capital, our share structure, and have the benefit of keeping the existing shareholders on board.
So, of course, this money, as also announced recently, is to drill Manitou, which has started today. Is that right?
Yeah, no, that's right. Where the business is at, we see the potential, and we're trying to line ourselves up as well to have potential liquidity events through 2024. And we know where we're at with Dotted Lake. We're waiting for drill permits. We've got a lot of confidence in the geology there. Manitou, we need to drill Manitou. And with what's going on with Dryden, other events within the area, Dryden are an exceptionally strong board in Canadian terms. And we wouldn't mind sort of them looking over the fence at some point, but it's to see the liquidity events. We see all of our projects in a really strong light. We're aware we're a junior. You have to focus. What's going to create the company that's worth in the hundreds of millions? Well, our belief genuinely is that the Abonga and the VMS camp potential there is vast. And we need to attack that. But within that, we have to have a structure. We have to know where we're going, which we do. And Manitou, we couldn't quite slot that in. So we felt that drilling now would actually enable us to be more communicative with the market regarding our plans for 2024 once those results are in. Because we know what we're planning on doing. And this will then be the final tick in the box. We're entering a very strong news flow rich period. We've got liquidity events coming up already that all the potential for those within our existing structure. So it's all a really positive time for the business.
So you're hoping for some liquidity events potentially. I mean, it's talking at the moment, obviously, but Dryden in the area there, because this is the first actual drill program at Manitou, isn't it? I know there's been historical workings there, but no actual drills.
Absolutely correct. The old timers worked Manitou, worked the Glass Reef mine in the late 1800s. And since then, it's been a largely dormant area, actually. Since then, there's been no modern day work done on there. We've had some very encouraging results from the soil programs we've conducted. We're over the right structures. We've got actually a 5 kilometre long chert zone within that. That's known to be to have certain controls over the gold in the wider regional area, chert zones. So yes, an exciting time. And as I say, we couldn't quite fit it in how we wanted to. And we're aware that we haven't announced anything to the market in terms of what we're going to do. And I just felt that it was a better thing to have absolute clarity for everyone. And people can really jump on board and enjoy this story. And frankly, enjoy this run that we're going on.
Okay, good. So you've got the gold in soils there, which gives you confidence that there's something there that's worth a drill or two.
Absolutely, gold in soils. We've got the structures. We've got the historic results from the old timers. The old timers hadn't dig mines for no reason.
Okay, and how long will the drills be turning for? What's the length of the program, and when are you expecting to, one, get core, and two, get them assayed?
I'd expect this program to be completed in approximately a week.
Okay.
And then the core will be going off to assay. Now, these are gold assays, and there'll be fire assays that can be conducted in Thunder Bay. People would have seen me on social media probably about a month ago on a visit to Thunder Bay. It's not a coincidence that I tweeted out the pictures of the gold assays being conducted in Thunder Bay, and you can now see why, and you can join the dots.
Okay. Well, we should get some results of that program fairly soon then. Maybe we can catch up next week when we're in London and see how that program is going, Darren. But let's just also touch on the other item in the news, which is, of course, the additional brokers. You've gone from 1 to 3 brokers in 2 months. Is there any reason for that?
Yeah, really simple. Hasn't been done in the sector, not in this way. I wanted to bring in some competition into our broker network. Investors won't really be aware of how it works at the moment. The brokers will always do the best, but in a challenging market, it's also challenging for them. Sure. And going forward, as a business, we're in a strong position. And I just felt that it would be in everybody's interests, including the brokers themselves, that we brought some competition into Panther Metals and into our network and increasing our fundraising capabilities. I've had a change round on the board very recently as well. That brings in someone with an amazing black book in Toronto. And how this all pans out in terms of a junior explorer, we don't know because we haven't got results, Mark. But what we have got, we've got an massively extended network in Toronto now. We've got a hugely extended network in London and an increase in our networks. So that all bodes well for our investors and for the company.
Okay. Well, you're certainly sounding quite bullish, Darren. Maybe it's the excitement of being active on the ground. Of course, that's a very exciting point for any junior exploration company. You're talking quite bullish about sort of next year, really, and setting the company up. And also there's been some board changes, haven't there? So how is 2024 shaping up? You've mentioned liquidity events as well. So what can you sort of tell us what you're expecting throughout next year?
Well, I don't know, but what I see within our asset base is we've got Glencore next door via Palladium 1 at Dotted Lake, and we've got drill permit applications in there. So we wouldn't be looking to do an extensive campaign, but certainly we'd be looking to drill. And if we hit anything of interest, that's going to create its own network and its own interest naturally. We've got Dryden. London doesn't understand just how well connected the Dryden team are.
Okay.
They're on our border, and we share borders to the east and west. They've got some good gold results on each property either side of us, which Glass Reef Mine, where we're drilling, sits right in there. So, you don't know what could happen there. We are telling the world that we are in the process at Abonga of uncovering Canada's next VMS camp, not just a single VMS deposit. Remember, we've drilled 2 separate areas. One of them put one hole in on survey on Abonga. We've hit a VMS. Wishbone, the system is huge. We know that through past results. The massive sulfide we've pulled out of there. If you look at our results, we hit 1.5% zinc in the first program of 2021. In 2022, we hit 11.8% zinc with the additional mineralization. We're moving towards a center there, and what we need to expand to quite an expansive program. And that's the plans there. So we're looking to drill all of our targets, and let's not forget that we've got the graphite has gone to the labs on Abonga, and that's the awkward area of Abonga, so different to Survey and Wishbone. And that has the potential to be an exciting development for the company as well, and we await those results. So everything now is becoming very defined. The messaging is becoming a lot simpler for this business. We're looking to use multiple liquidity events to fund the big picture and the big story, and we're positioned to take advantage of those liquidity events and to actually seek those deals.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, Darren. I know we'll be seeing each other next week. You are at the Resourcing Tomorrow, also known as Minds and Money conference in London there for 3 days. Investors can go. It's free to go. They can sign up online. Stockbox do have a code. You can get a free ticket. That's on our Stockbox Twitter page. And of course, I'd encourage anyone to, if they have any questions, either to email you, Darren, or indeed contact us, info@stockboxmedia.com, or find me on Twitter, Mark Fairbairn, and send me a question. And I'll put it to you when we get there. I know Leanne is there as well, so I'm looking forward to meeting her and talking about Abonga and that VMS camp.
Yeah, and it's the first time that Panther Metals have ever been at Minds and Money. It's not a cheap event for the business to attend. We've brought Leanne over, which is, I'm delighted she's able to get over. And again, that should be telling people where we genuinely feel we sit as a business. Okay. It's all moving forward at a pace.
Well, thank you very much for your time today, Darren Hazelwood, the CEO of Panther Metals.
Thanks, Mark.
If you enjoyed this interview, then give us a thumbs up, a like or a retweet. Subscribe to us on YouTube or follow us on Twitter and hit that notification bell to be the first to know when we release new content. There's loads of great content on our website too, across all our programs at stockboxmedia.com. Thank you for watching.